Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, Latrobe, Pennsylvania. And even more specifically than that, I am standing right next to America's second most favorite highway, the Lincoln Highway. The kind of a road that stretches across the country, across the top half of the country. Now, I have gone on a full trip of Route 66, which is probably America's favorite highway, but I've never done the full Lincoln Highway trip, which I do want to do someday. Ironically enough, I actually grew up 2 blocks away from the Lincoln Highway and had no idea about it until I was an adult. So how can we experience the Lincoln Highway without doing the full trip? Well, I just stumbled across this. It's a museum here known as the Lincoln Highway Experience. So let's head in and experience the Lincoln Highway. Follow me. And next to the sign here, we have a giant replica of a gas pump. Looks like we enter through this old historic house right here. You can look at this map here and see Lincoln Highway as it crosses the United States. Starts in Times Square in New York, travels all the way to San Francisco. Looks like this used to be an exhibit where you could simulate riding a bicycle across the Lincoln Highway, but for current safety precautions, that's no longer allowed. Look at this old hair drying machine. It's like a astronaut helmet. Showing some must-see sights along the Lincoln Highway. A giant coffee pot building. The Pied Piper of Shellsburg. It says we can lift the license plates to see an interesting fact behind them. Pennsylvania issued license plates in pairs from 1906 to 1943. Then they started doing it again in 1947. Average cost of a new car in 1919 was $826. I could almost afford one now. Serial number of a PA license plate was surrounded by the shape of Pennsylvania. These yellow letters are from the old highway drive-in. There's some drive-in speakers. Unfortunately, the children's area is roped off due to current health concerns. Looks like a pretty cool little play area. There's a Lincoln Highway marker. Here is a model of the Grand View Ship Hotel. It says see 3 states and 7 counties. Visitors welcome. Free telescope. Sadly, this hotel actually burned to the ground in 2001. But here is actually part of the telescope from the Grand View Ship Hotel. Some other various items rescued from the Grand View Ship Hotel. It's a hotel key, some toiletries, some wooden salt and pepper shakers shaped like alarm clocks. This children's menu is really interesting. It's an animal themed, Noah's Ark themed menu. But this is the funniest part. Look at this. The number 3 meal, the cheeseburgers, fries, and a drink, known as the Bambi. This is a Lincoln Highway marker. There are still some of these up, but they are increasingly rare. This one is from 1928. Old-timey cigarette machine. One thing I noticed, a lot of these old-timey cigarette machines, they have a mirror built into them. I don't know the purpose, if that's just so you can watch yourself smoke. Oh, Vincent Van Gass. I get it. Out here in their garden, you can see they have a set of Burma shave signs. Packards, Nashes, and Model Ts drive this route, built to please the Lincoln Highway. Here inside we have the ABC Motel. You can actually peek in. It looks like a little roadside cabin. See, it's even got the skeleton key in the door there. Not only do they have color TV, they have the Disney Channel. Here's an extremely old school gas pump where gas actually had to be pumped physically by hand out of the ground into your car. See the old visible pump right there. Their old school gas pump. Apparently we get to go into Sarah's diner and have a piece of pie. Wow. It's good. Yeah, all the buildings in this room are actually genuine. That is a genuine hotel cabin. And then the Sarah's Diner was a real diner. It's built originally on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, now moved here to the museum. So that was the Lincoln Highway experience. A cool little nod to the Lincoln Highway as it pertains to Pennsylvania here right along the Lincoln Highway. And I do plan on someday doing the full Lincoln Highway trip. I don't know if I'll start in Times Square or San Francisco, but that'd be very cool to be able to drive all the way across the country. And like I said, I grew up right next to the Lincoln Highway, so I can stop and see my mom in Indiana while I'm passing through. But there's actually something else I wanted to check out down the road just a little bit, so let's hop in the car. Check this out. We have the Road Toad. Looks like he's in some old car going on some sort of wild ride. I don't know, he reminds me of someone. I just can't put my finger on it. Earlier this year, one of my favorite amusement parks, Indiana Beach, announced that they were going to be permanently closed. It was a 100-year-old theme park that would be closed forever. And they didn't even, people wouldn't even have a chance to say goodbye. It closed without warning. Luckily, someone did swoop in and purchase Indiana Beach and it was able to open. But it got me thinking, you know, a lot of these amusement parks are very old. And, you know, you can't take it for granted that they will be here forever. Any amusement park, any of these old amusement parks could close overnight and we could not get a chance to see them again. And plus, you know, the recent pandemic that we've been through shows that really, you know, nothing is a sure thing. You know, who knows what this pandemic could do to the theme park industry. So I kind of made a pledge to myself that I was going to try to visit as many old school, small amusement parks as I could. And when I was kind of mapping things out, it turns out that there's one state that was just absolutely bustling with small amusement parks, and that is the state of Pennsylvania. So I've traveled here to Pennsylvania with a plan of visiting as many amusement parks as I can while I'm up here. And today is the first stop on our journey, and we've got a real classic to start with. So please, follow me. So we are in Ligonier, Pennsylvania at Idlewild. This is a theme park that was founded in 1887 by the Mellon family. Same family that started the Kennywood theme park, the nearby Kennywood theme park, another classic theme park attractions. I've never been here, and we're gonna take a look around. Now this is a major bummer. One of the main things I did want to check out here at Idlewild was the Storybook Forest, the classic Storybook Forest. For whatever reason, that is not allowed to be open because of the current pandemic, so we will not be able to see the Storybook Forest today. I will have to return some other time and check that out. Here's Paul Bunyan's Login Toboggan. Unfortunately, that is closed for the season as well. Go over there, you can see a couple of cowboys playing checkers. There is the Confusion Hill Mystery House. Sadly, that is closed due to current conditions as well. You can see the spider there spinning around rather gradually. That is the Howler. It's like some sort of tornado simulation. Fortunately, we won't be going on a ride on the Ferris wheel. I don't know if they allow single riders because there's no seats. It does not appear to be very busy right now. If you look over here at the fountain, the old-fashioned scrambler there, one of the classics of the American Carnival. We have a beautiful carousel. It says this beautiful carousel was built by the talented craftsmen of the Philadelphia Toboggan Company, carved the solid wood horses, an intricate crown. The first year these horses galloped to the sound of laughing children, the merry-go-round was Atlantic City Pier. In 1931 it was shipped to Langolier and has been at Idlewild ever since. Looks like the wooden roller coaster, also known as the roller coaster, is closed today. The Wild Mouse roller coaster actually used to be in a amusement park in Vienna known as Prater. Sadly, it's closed. That unicorn there is spewing out water from its horn. This it helps to hydrate all the children out here. You can see the Tilt-A-Whirl, another Carnival Midway favorite. It's a T-Rex spewing some more water as we head into something called the Raccoon Lagoon. Alright, looks like we got a train ride called the Loyahana Limited. I guess we'll be hopping aboard here.
What does the little candle say when you big candle? I'm going out tonight.
The little doghouse says Beast on it.
Why then?
A lot of old cabins on the train ride. Oh, going over a bridge here.
You will see the water entering as a creek, and if you look to the left, you will exit as a creek. I forgot to give her a gift, so please just say happy birthday to her. Happy birthday, Laurel.
So this is another ride out of service. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. I guess this is a Mr. Rogers themed trolley ride, but again, not in operation. Got a little singular trolley car that goes around in a circle there. This is interesting. According to Ripley's Believe It or Not, this is the smallest fully operational train station in the world. Or at least it was at one point. See the balloons there, slowly rotating. Although the Storyland is closed, we can take a little tiny peek over the fence here. Looks like you would enter through that giant book. See out there they have a little windmill, some fairy tale houses out there in the distance. And if you look really, really close, you can see Humpty Dumpty there through the bushes. All right, so that was Idlewild Park. And let me just start off by saying I'm gonna return. I'm gonna come back to Idlewild Park. It was after this pandemic ends, because it appears to be a park with quite a bit to offer. Unfortunately, today it did not have that much to offer. This pandemic has been very, very hard on the amusement park industry, and as you could see, majority of their attractions were closed. Almost all their major attractions were shut down. Now, of course, I don't know all the specific reasons for the individual attractions. You know, some attractions may have been deemed to you know, to be too difficult to operate under, you know, the state's guidelines. But also I know a problem that a lot of amusement parks are having is, you know, in the downtime when an amusement park is closed for the winter, that's a time when they do a lot of refurbishment projects. And I know a lot of amusement parks kind of got caught in a bad position because they had to freeze their refurbishment during the pandemic. You know, they couldn't continue to redo things and work on different projects, you know, because the pandemic hit them in the middle of it. And then let alone the burden of having to open and operate in a whole new world, trying to figure out a new way to operate things. So as you see, very little is operating in Idlewild today. But I do want to come back. I do want to check out the Confusion Hill, the Mystery House. I want to check out the Storybook Land. It's supposed to be really, really cool. So it's sad that unable to view those today. I'm going to continue visiting different theme parks throughout Pennsylvania, and we can maybe see different ways that theme parks are dealing with the current crisis going on in the world. See if other theme parks are able to operate at a larger capacity or not. But it'll be an interesting adventure, one way or the other. We will see what the world looks like right now. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you'd like to see other amusement parks I've been to, as well as roadside attractions, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff, please check the interactive map in the description of this video. If you would like to help contribute to the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more a month will get you a postcard. Also, I have an Etsy shop when stock is available. But until next time, this one is in the bag.